Hi, it's Fiona Fernandez. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in Pyrmont, Sydney, and I'm just putting some cards together as thank yous for my customers, and thought I'd do a little video showing you the complete what I'm doing right now. Some varied on each one, and this is called the Meandering Meadows suite. So this is coming to customers in November 2023, and if you join now, Stampin' Up, you can put them in your starter kit now as a pre-order, which is really exciting, which is one of the things I like about being a demonstrator, is I can get things early. So that's fun, and there's a great joining special at the moment as well for October, so check out the website for that. If you go to my website there and look on specials, or go to the join page, you'll see all the specials there. So if you join now, you can choose between 35% off the joining price, or you can pay the normal joining price and get 35% more products, which is great value. So these papers are 6 by 6. Now what I've done is I've just measured, I've used the die cut to cut out the frame on this one. Now I haven't gone, the frame is actually a complete, where's my die? Where are my dies? Here are the dies. So the frame is actually a complete piece, which you can do, if you're doing the card the other way, on this size card. This is half an A4 sheet, my card. I tend to use that size base, so you could do it that way, and I'll probably do some like that. But because I wanted to try and get some of the picture in this way, I just went this way, and I just cut the bottom off. And I've just done the same. I've got another card there as well. I've finished already. And this one, yeah, so the piece of this paper is the back of this one. So I've used that one here, and then I've turned it over. I actually embossed it with the 3D embossing folder, which I also used on the other bricks. So that's the exposed brick 3D embossing folder. It gives you that. And I like this folder because you can use it both ways. So on this one, I've actually done it so you've got the ridges of between the bricks up, and on the other one I've put the ridges down, and it still looks great both ways. I like that. So I've just used this one's the paper. I didn't have to do anything to that. The other one I used the brushes to do things with. So I thought I'd just go with this colour. So this is an Orchid Oasis base. Just put that up there. So the frame actually gives you these nice little edges as well, which is lovely. Over there. You get lots of things in the dies to cut things out. You even get these extra pieces to do something fancy with, if you were doing an extra bit of grass or something like that. There's those bits there. You've got a little gate extra. This one cuts out the gate that's in the stamps. There's the stamps. And you've got your little boots, a little water can, lots of lovely things in there. Pop that back over here. Now I'm using the word thank you out of the throughout the year set, because I wanted a simple little thank you on my cards. So I just basically put this down onto the picture and worked out how much I needed to cut out so that I could fit that on the back of there. I'll just keep that for something else. So on this one, I'm going to put these on the back. So this is strips of dimensionals. You can buy dimensionals in the little hexagon shapes, or this is foam adhesive sheets, which I like to use and cut up myself when I'm doing something like this. So I'm just going to take the backing off. It's got backing on paper on both sides, and I'm actually going to put this up like I did the other one, so that it just gives it that extra little bit of depth. I'll use these extra little pieces in here. Just trim that along. So just keep it fairly narrow. Doesn't have to be really thick, like wide, I mean. there. Never mind. Let's go there. Oh look, that one fits perfectly. I think that'll still sit okay. You won't notice that. Let's do another one. So this is great. You can actually use this with dies as well and die cut shapes out. Especially if you're doing letters or something like that. Cut that one off. I'm going to use this one in here. Oh, that popped the back off for me. That was handy, wasn't it? So I'm pretty sure that one's going to fit. Make sure I stay in camera. It's tricky when you can't see what you're doing on the camera. Okay, and then we'll put that one down the bottom. And then this piece is going to fit like that. So it's a bit different to what I did on the other card. The other one I did, this was a die cut piece, so I just put the tape on the back of the front piece and popped that on the card, and then I put this piece in with a bit of Tombow glue and slotted it in to fit underneath everything. This one I've just gone to the shape and it'll fit right to the corner of my outer card like that, and then I'll Tombow that bit. You know what I mean? Like that. So we'll just take these pieces off. These are quite easy to get the backings off, these ones. I'll just bend that one to there for now, so I don't take it off all of it straight away. And this one, just go to about there. Make sure you got your picture up the right way. That's the bottom. And we're just going to line this up with this corner first. Oh, it's jutting out a bit. Hang on, my fingers are stuck. My fingers are stuck. Just get a grip on that. Okay, there we go. A little bit tricky. Just want to keep that line nice and straight down that edge, because we don't want it to be crooked. And then this piece here needs to line up exactly. I think that's right. Probably down a tiny little bit. There we go. So that when we stick it on our card, it'll look like that. Right, I'm happy with that. So then we can, actually I might leave those on for a minute while I position it. So it's always good to bend your little bits out like that. And anytime I'm using double-sided tape now, I tend to do that. And we'll get this one and put that one out a little bit as well, so that when we position it, we can actually use the bit that still has the tape backing on it. Right, and the rest of it I'm going to put a bit of Tombow glue on. This bit here. As soon as I get my Tombow glue working. Must be getting low again. I've been busy. Been busy making lots of things. Can't get the glue out. Let's give it a good shake. I had it sitting upside down. Feels like there's still some in there. Doesn't want to come out for me today. Doesn't usually take this long. What's happened to it? We might have to go to plan B. I can't get my tombow out. It's not good, is it? Where's it gone? It's really funny. I was using it yesterday. I don't know what's going on there. Okay, plan B. Let's go to some Stamp and Seal. Let's get that rolling first. And a good way to get that rolling is on a silicone sheet, which I just have on the table there. We're going to have a glue challenge today. Nothing wants to work. Do you ever have days like that? If I run out, is that the problem? Oh dearie me. We need a plan C, quick. Here we go. This is like demonstration of my tape that's not working. This will work. This is tear and tape. Okay. Here we go. Right, so we can go right across there to there. Okay, and then I'm going to put a piece across the bottom as well. You can just tear this if you want to. Like that. Just get that piece up. So I'll show you what I do with these. Where is my Take-Your Pick tool? Hidden it. Here it is. This is really handy for getting up the ends of your tape place. So with these, you just fold them over like that. So push it down first if you're having trouble getting the backing off. Give it a good rub down and then lift the backing off. That one, and then this one, I showed you these ones. Fold it back, a little press, and do the same with this one. So you take them off on the corners. Actually, this one's going to be tricky because it's under there, isn't it? I think we'll have to take that one off. It's in the middle. It's not going to work. All right, which means we're going to have to be extra careful when we're putting this down. Just thinking. Actually, I might put that piece back on. I might just put that piece a bit further along, like that, so that I can pull it out from down there. Okay, so just make sure your card is nicely creased. Your bone folder. Sure it's up the right way. So this one is sticky and that one is not. This one is not. So we're going to aim for those corners. I'll just stand up so I can do this. I like to stand up so that I can see right over the top of the card. So because this one is not sticky, we can hold it there in place. Now I've left a really tiny little rim around this because I liked the look of it rather than a really big border. Let's come down a tiny bit. How's that looking? And where the camera is for you is not showing the bottom of my card as well as what I can see it, because the camera is sort of up towards this side. But I'll show you in a minute when I get it. And then you push your ones down that have got sticky off. The sticky bits are off. And that one. And so before I pull all those bits out, I'll just show you. See how it's right there? I'm pretty happy with that. A tiny bit bigger on this side than that side, but I'm not going to worry about that. And then you just pull out your pieces like this. It's just such a good way to do it. Really works so much better for me. Because if you're trying to position it all, especially when it's a bit layered like that, it's really easy to get it in the wrong spot. Pull this baby out before we go any further. Before I put that one down, I've got to get this one back off. Just give that a yank to the side like that. And pull it off. And then just open it up and give it a good press on this side. Where all the glues are. There we go. Now if I'd used the Tombow glue, I would have positioned that side first and then pulled those other bits off. But I'd like to go and find some more Tombow glue. I really don't know what's happened to my Tombow glue there. It must be nearly empty. I'll just grab another one, just a minute. I'm going to need it. Put them all. I think they're all in my class thing. I had a class on Saturday. Here we go. Here's one. I had a class on Saturday and we used a lot of glue. Right, I've got another one. It's all good. Okay. So now we're just going to stamp. So I've decided to put this on, but because the stamp goes that way, I want it on this side. So I'm going to do a reverse stamp. I'm going to try that. Make sure everything, just move that out of the way for a minute. So to do a reverse stamp, we'll give it a go. Put your stamp down. Cleaned the stamp already. It's a new one. And I'm going to stamp onto here first. So I'm just going to do it in the black, I think. Nice lot of ink on there. I hope this works. Doesn't look like there's enough ink on there. Just stamp it on your silicone sheet, lift it up, and then put your card over the top and give that a good press. Hold it there for a second. Let's see how we went. It's not too bad. I think the black doesn't go as well. Maybe it's the Memento ink. Just try another one in a colour. Let's see how that goes. Just finding a bit of paper. Card, sorry, not paper. here. My trimmer over here. I'll just try another one. So see how it did get most of the ink off the sheet, which is good. But I'm just going to wipe it anyway. Nice chamois. Okay, and now I shall try that again with, maybe I'll just try some Night of Navy. It's just a little bit different ink to the other one. Inking up very well. Just give it a bit of a breathe. I just use my little, I've got one of these little tools. It's a nice flat base on it. See how that goes. Very similar. Well, now I'll have two anyway. So that's how you do that. And then while we've got the ink out, we'll just clean our stamp off. Make sure that's all clean. Nice inky fingers. Nothing like ink on your fingers, is there? It's always good fun. I'm just going to type something to search for things. And so now we've got to stamp our little thank you. Where did I put the thank you? Here it is. I'll do that one. I've got my little stamp there for that one. So I might just do this one in the same, I think I'll use Orchid Oasis for that. Stay the same as the base. Oh, got lots on that. As long as you go down straight and don't wobble it and flat and hold it firmly, you won't get all that excess from your putting too much ink on it. Okay, that's good. And then we need to stamp one of these on a piece over here somewhere. Stamp one of those. Just my little block again. My Busy Bees block. So I'm going to do that one. I'll use my pens this time. We'll just use a bit of, oh, that's still peacock. What colour will I go? I might use the fresh freesia on the flowers. And I think we'll use the shaded spruce. So when I'm doing this, I don't want to get it on the flower part. So I go to the corner. Just make sure you can see that. Am I in the right spot? And just carefully get it on the leafy parts. Dab it on. And I think I've done it. I think I've got a tiny bit of the flower just there, but I'm not going to worry about that. And so when you're stamping with these stamps, the clear ones, make sure you're using your mat. Stampin' Pierce mat. And actually I might do the, missed a bit of green there, hang on. Let's go back in there. We might just colour in this quickly. Colour in the flowers with your marker. Don't use the square blends, use the round markers. They're the same sort of ink as in your ink pads. Alright, and then we just go, give a little breathe to keep that ink moist and stamp it on. Ta-da! Love doing that. And just wash your stamp the way you always do on your chamois. Make sure it's clean. And this one, I think we'll just use my blend today. Yesterday I used a bit of water. I used a water painter to do the other one. I think we'll just blend it a bit with this. Just blurs it a little bit. And makes it blend a bit. See how it's blending? And then you can just wipe that on a another bit of paper. Hang on, just gotta find a bit of paper. Just find a bit of paper. One I had earlier, and just rub it on there to get any colour out of it before you go to the next colour. And see, this will blend the leaves nicely. It's just a quick and easy way to colour in without having to get all your colours out. You've already got colour. Just rub it on here until it comes out with no colour on it, and you're good to go. These come in a pack of 3. Blender pens, they're fantastic. Right, now we've just got to die cut these little bits out. This is so cute, this little mini. This is called the mini cut and emboss machine, and there's a big one for the big pieces. So the bigger dies, like this one. Oh, that will fit on the mini, look. Isn't that good? So with Stampin' Up, they always tell you if it'll fit on the mini. There's a little symbol of the mini on things in the catalogues or on the website where you can see that things will fit. So this one here is a little one, so that will fit, no worries. But some of the bigger dies only fit on the large cut and emboss machine. Right, line that up. So when you're putting your plates through, this is used a bit, if they're bowing a little bit up, make sure that's up to the top. And then turn it over. You'd be turning it over all the time. And same with the bottom one. You always want it down into the bottom, not sitting up bowed like that. And on the mini machine, make sure you've got your plates staggered so that they don't line up at the ends. that one. Now with this one it's going to be a bit different because we're going to have to work out how to line that up in a minute. I think I will use, which one will we use, the black one or the blue one? Black one or the blue one? I don't think it really matters. I'll use the black one for now. So with this one, we're going to have to line it up backwards because we've stamped it backwards. Where's my die? That's going to be tricky. I like a challenge. You've got to be careful when you say that because you're careful what you wish for. Okay, so for me doing this, I'm going to do it looking up at the light, which you can't see because, hang on a minute, we have a light. We have a light. Have a light right here, which we can aim up like this. Okay, so if you've got a light box or just a light, you could use your phone and just put that underneath it. Let me just try that for a second. See how that works. Nope, that's not working at all because it's not light enough. Hang on, let me just open it and get a white page up. That might work better. See, you can just see through it. Let me turn that light off. See? So that way you've already got a phone, most probably. So you could just use your phone. I'm going to use the light right now. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the die on the back of my stamped image, like that, and then use we can put it onto the plate as well. That's pretty much where it goes, and I'll just get some stickies, or you could use washi tape. I'm going to use, actually you've got to stay within the thing over there. I think that'll work. Sorry, get that light off. Oh, three. So line up these so the top one is staggered. There, like that. Fingers crossed, everybody. Close that ink up actually before I get something in it. I had my green ink sitting open still. It's a good idea to close them straight away. Let's see how we went. Take your sticky off. Are you ready? I did it! Yay! Now if you find that the edges are sitting up a little bit, which they are, I don't know if you can see that actually, hang on. It's really hard to get a close visual on it. Hang on. They are sitting up a tiny bit. I can see it. So it's a good idea to just rub them down. And you can do that on your little mat. Just rub the edges with a bone folder. And that way, they'll just sit back down flat. No one will even know. Not that anyone will know anyway. Got a little bit of texture to them, but that's all right. Okay, so now we've got our, oh look at that, goes that way. Lovely. So I think I will just colour that in a little bit because I want to have that coloured. I'm going to use that. And what other colours do we want? We want pink, very best. Look at our lost lagoon in there? Not really, is there? So the other thing you can do with the blender pens, because I don't have the green I want, you can actually use your blenders. I want a bit of this colour, which I just used. So you get a stamp block, spare stamp block, and just get a tiny bit of ink on the corner like that, depending on how much you need. But if you just put a bit on the corner, you can then use your blender pen. We don't want to blur the background too much, like the black. We don't want to smudge that too much, so we've just got to be careful. I'm going to use that. Let's see how that goes. Oh look, lots of green. Depending on how dark you want it as well. See, it's got heaps of green in it. You could use your water painter brushes for this, or the coloured pencils. So they've got watercolour pencils, and you can colour them in like just coloured pencils, or use your water painters with them, and they're watercolours. So beautiful pencils to use. I'm just going to do it like this for today. Just trying not to hit the black too much. Yeah, what else is... I can't work out which colour's which. Hang on a minute, there's another leaf. There's another, I might fix that one up a little bit. Okay, so when you've done that, just get rid of the green out of your brush, your blending brush like that. That's it. Okay, so you could use any of your ink pads like that, and that way you don't have to have all the colours. I might just put, let me just have a look at that on there. I might just put a bit of this one in as well. So this is Lemon Lime Twist, and this is one of the new core colours that they came out with. And these markers are all in one packet called the core colours. If you're looking for them. Just adding a bit more of that in, just to give it a bit of variation. I love variation in my colouring. There we go, that's lovely. You've got to be careful doing that. I wouldn't do it over another colour because it might colour your thing out. So that looks so much better with that extra green in there. Right, and now I'm going to do the light colour first on some of my flowers. Just do a little bit here and a little bit there, and then I'm going to put a bit of the darker one in as well. So this one is Fresh Freesia, and there's Fresh Freesia in the card. I'm just being a bit random here, my colouring skills. So much fun. Just really enjoy sitting here doing this. It's like, oh, I've got to do this, I've got to do that, and I start doing it, and it's like, oh, I just really love it. So nice. Just add a couple of extra bits up the back there. I think we're nearly there. Oh, I've got a couple of green bits in there. I might just use my Lost Lagoon for that. Couple of little bits in there. I think there's another flower there. Hang on. Another flower there. Let me see. Another bit there. Okay, and now the wheelbarrow. What will we do with that? I think we might use... I might use some grey granite on that, and I'm going to use my blender pen again. there. Don't stick that on there, Fiona. Put it on you. Put it onto your block first. Easy to forget. Some people use their ink pads up here. See how there's a bit of ink in there? If you squeeze it together like this, and then you get more ink there, and they just use that like a little watercolour palette. That's another way to do it. Let me turn that around so I don't get green on my... I'll just go down here a little bit. Just to give that a bit of extra body. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect. Remember, it's a watercolour sort of wash look in the whole card anyway. Do that rim bit a bit darker. I might just do sort of like a washy sort of look through there, not a solid anything, because it's a worn old wheelbarrow, like that. And then I'm going to do a bit of black. Let's put a bit of black on there. And do the handles. I probably have a black marker somewhere, but I didn't want it to be really dark black, you know. Just want it to be... I'm going to just do my wheels like this. Just go around like that. Touch it up a bit. If you want to blur that in a little bit, blend it in a bit, just put a bit of extra dark around there. Give it more shape. I think that'll do. She says and keeps going. All right, I think that will do for my black. Okay, so then make sure you get that out of your blender pen. See how easy it is? You just keep rubbing it off and it just goes. It might stain your pen a bit, but just try all different sides to make sure you've got it out. And then it's good to start again. All right, you can wash that off onto your chamois so that you don't get ink on yourself. If there's a lot on there, I'd use a tissue first and just give it a wipe. All right, how are we going? How are we going for time? 44 minutes. Good-o. Let's just quickly put this together now. So I've got some ribbon somewhere. Somewhere. Let's put these dies back on the die sheet so we don't lose them. It's always a good idea. Glue back over there. We don't lose that. Okay, how are we looking? So I was thinking I'd just put that there. So now I just position and play with it a bit. And I'm not sure whether to put the thank you here, here, or here. So I've just got to have a little play with that. And one way to do it is to take a photo of what you're doing. So I often get my camera out and take a photo of my card, and then I change it up. See, I'm not sure I want to be covering up those wheels. Or even this part here. So maybe if I go back a bit there. Do I want to be covering up? I love that part of the picture. So I'm not keen to cover that up. I could put it up under dimensional so that we can see that piece of line on the ribbon. Oops, there's me. Hello. Okay, so then I go into my view and I go, now which one do I like? Do I like that one? Do I like that? I don't like that one. See, you can see it straight away. You can go, no, I don't like that. No, I don't like that. I actually like that. You see how easy that is? So that's a few tips and tricks for you today. I like it like this. So the other thing with ribbon, of course, one of the things I often do is not work out the ribbon first. If you worked it out first, you could tuck it in underneath the edges. But, you know, I haven't, so I won't worry about that. I'm just going to bring it back a little bit though, now that we've worked out what we want. And I'll cut that edge off in a minute. I think I'll go quite low because I want to see that. I've bought scissors just for cutting ribbon so that it's nice, smooth, really good cuts on your ribbon. Now this might be best on a piece of paper, actually, because we're going to need that solid across there. So I think we'll just trim that down. And so the ribbon itself is, I think it's a centimetre. Oh, it'll tell you on the packet anyway, 1 centimetre, yep. So we want to go just shy of a centimetre, so I'll go to 9 millimetres and cut a piece of Berry Vanilla. And this one here, so if you're doing it this way, actually, you could do it over the edges of it. So I'll just trim that one down, just make sure I make it the same. To 1/4, I'm going to go 145 or 14.5 centimetres, and that will give me the hangover bit of the ribbon. There. So then when we do the ribbon piece, we can fold it over the edges a little bit. So I'm going to go a little bit longer. I'll use that one for something else. And just go so that we've got a little overhang. Like that. And then we can use our tear and tape. Now this silicone sheet is excellent for using with glues and tapes and things because it doesn't stick. I am going to go the full, just over the edge like for the ribbon part, and that way you can go like this. Use your other scissors. I've got the dangly bit on the other scissors so I don't get them mixed up. Alright, we're going to leave it on there for a second. Pull the tape backing off. carefully keep that down like that. Now I'm just going to stretch this out so that it's, I think it's the same both sides. Looks the same both sides. Yep, pretty much. Make sure I've got it the right side. Whoops, don't get that on your thing. Okay, so then we just go like this. Make sure those bits of taper out. Make sure you got hangover. Hangover, not a hangover. Hangover of your ribbon. Put it down. Give it a good push. And that way you've got a nice long strip of ribbon that's solid. And if you wanted to, so the other thing you can do when you're doing these sort of cards is you can pop things, you know, inside your frame as well, under the frame. But you could put a dimensional under there. I might just put a little bit of that tape I had earlier. Where is it? Could use a dimensional, but because I've used the other one already, I'll just use a little piece of this because I'm not going to put anything sitting under it, so I'll just cut that piece off. And that way that'll hold that up nicely. Let me have a look. There. Now we just pull these bits over the end of our piece. Sorry, I think I went off camera. I'm trying to stay above this line. Keep it all there. Okay, how are we going? So we've got our piece there. Beautiful. And then we want to put tear and tape on the back of this one. And we'll just mark that with our something, with my pencil. Where's the pencil gone? Here's the pencil. Right, so we want to go to there, and we really just want a piece on the end there. Go right to the end because we want it to stick. There. And then we want another piece. Not that big. Okay, and then we want to pull out, which way we're going? This way. We'll pull that bit down to the bottom. We're nearly there. Get that round the right way. Okay, and I think we had it. Let me just put my camera back on so I can see the picture. Just gotta find my picture. Hang on. So in my picture, I had it just sitting up a little bit from the bottom. Okay. So about there, I reckon. Make sure that piece is out here. And Just make sure it's straight as possible. And you're going to put flowers and things on it. Okay, there we go. Oh, I love that ribbon. It's very pretty. All right, so that gives us a bit of stability there. Oh, isn't it looking pretty? We're nearly there. So this card doesn't take too long to make. And look, you can even sit that up on that piece. I mean, you know, you could put that at the back if you wanted to. We might have to. I wanted to see those dots. No, I think I'll put it, maybe I'll put that over the top of the thank you. Thank you doesn't have to be on top, does it? Can't decide if I like it that way or that way. See? So now we've got to take another photo. Do we like it on the underneath it, or do we like it on top? Here we go. Ready? Which one do you like? Oh, it's a hard one. The bottom or the top? It's a tricky one. Maybe it doesn't really matter. No, I think going with the bottom. Bottom. Got it. See? Love doing that. Like I say, back in the old days when I first started making cards, I didn't do that because I didn't have a phone like it. Right, I'm going to do it on the bottom, which means we need to make sure I've got it in the right spot. So I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4 little tabs in, and we're going to use a bit of this again to put behind there. Behind my thank you. Okay, so we got that on the top part. Just check it. Yep. That will give us our. Okay, what did I say? 1, 2, 3, 4. There. It's not actually centered in the thingo, but we've got this here, so that's all right. Just always double check those things before you stick it down. Okay, and then that can go on top. Now that could be done with, I think I did Tombow glue on the edge of it last time, but I'm actually thinking I'll just use a strip of that again, because that's nice and easy. A thin, narrow one. Like on in there. Let's just see if that's too big. Nope, that works out just fine. So we're going to take that off there and stick that down there. That will cover that up. There's so many different ways you can do things. That works. And then this one we'll need a little bit under the wheel. Oh, we might not need any under the wheel. We might just put the other glue there. Okay, I've got a new Tombow. I'll just get some of that on here. Oh look, that one's working. Just don't go too far over there because we don't want to be, oh, I might have gone a bit far. Go over the end of the thank you. push it down a bit, even though there's nothing under there. You can still push it down a bit. Just make sure it's sitting there. Oh, that's lovely. And then we need to finish off with these. So these are the beautiful adhesive back dragonflies. And oh, we're just on an hour, which isn't too bad for me. And I used dragonflies yesterday. But I'm wondering whether to put a bird up there today. I think we'll use a little birdie. Oh, which birds? Oh, maybe we could use these birds, not those birds. Put one on the tree. Oh, they're so pretty. And I'll put one over the other side as well. One over here. So we can see them coming. There we go. Lovely. Oh, that was nice. So that is one of my thank you cards for next month. There we go. Oh, I've gone a bit close to the thank you there, haven't I? I've just realised that. It was lovely until I realised that. Hang on. Can I get it off? Yep. Yep. It's okay. Do it again. Let's put a bit more glue on there. Can't have that. Can't cover up our thank you, can we? Let's try that again. Got fluff on my fingers. Right. Got to come back a tiny bit so we can see the U. Now I can see you. That's better. Did anyone else pick up on that? Were you sitting there going, no, don't put it there? I've done that before in videos, watching videos. Okay, I think we're good. There you go. There you go. So there's all my details. If you want to shop with me, you're welcome to. If you want to join my team in October or any time, but October's a great time because of the special that's on. Let me know, or just join and talk to me if you need to. And there's one of my cards. So this is, oh, and I will put another piece inside. I'll put a very vanilla piece inside at the end when I finish it off. And there's two of my cards now for, yeah, using this beautiful Meandering Meadows Designer Series paper and the whole suite. So this is coming out to customers in November, and if you join now you can put it in your starter kit. So that's my card today. Thanks for joining me, and there's my host code for October. If you're shopping with me in October and spending under $250, please use the host code. And if you're spending over $250, don't use the host code because you'll get the Stampin' Rewards on that sale, which gives you, if you spend over $250, it's 10% on your order that you get to spend extra, and it goes up depending on how much you spend. So all the information's in the catalogues and on the website. Catch you later. Ciao.